wondered why your phone charges faster with some chargers than others? Why do some light bulbs glow brightly while others are dim? And why does a thin wire heat up much more quickly than a thick one? Believe it or not, the answer to all these questions come from just one simple law, and that is Ohm's law. If you are a Cambridge student studying O levels, A levels, IGCSE, IB, or even a Punjab Board student, you are at the right place. I'm your physics instructor, and we will learn physics from the basics to advanced concepts with easy explanations, real life examples, and exam oriented problem solving. Before jumping into electronics, we need to understand the basic terminology of electric circuits. There are three building blocks of electric circuits: voltage, current, resistance. Let's understand them one by one. What is meant by voltage? Voltage is basically an electrical pressure push to electric charges, and current is the flow of these charges, and resistance is the blockage or opposition to the flow of electrons or electric charges. Before we understand electricity, let's think about something we see every day: traffic on a road. Imagine hundreds of cars waiting to move from one city to another. Here, each car represents an electric charge. Let's say electron E. The movement of these cars is like the movement of electric charges inside a wire. Now, suppose more and more cars gather behind them. The drivers become eager to move forward because there is pressure from the traffic behind. In an electric circuit, this pushing effect is called voltage or potential difference. Now, look what happens when the road suddenly becomes narrower. Cars can't move as easily anymore. They slow down and begin to queue. This narrow section behaves like electrical resistance. Resistance opposes the flow of charges just as a narrow road opposes the flow of traffic. Finally, imagine we widened the road again. The traffic moves much more easily. Similarly, if resistance decreases, electric charges flow more freely, so current increases. Using our traffic analogy, we can now understand Ohm's law. Cars, just like electric charges, traffic flow, car pressing each second equals to current. In traffic, pressure pushing cars is voltage. Narrow road is resistance. So if the traffic pressure increases, more cars pass every second. If the road becomes narrower, fewer cars pass every second. That's exactly what Ohm's law tells us. We have connected three resistors of voltage 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and combined they give 4.5 volt. And when we change resistance, current changes. Let's say we have 500 ohm resistance. When we and at 500 ohm we have current 9 milliampere, and we have voltage 4.5 volt. If we change voltage or resistance, current would change, just like this. When we increase resistance to 590, let's say 633 ohm, current is 7.1. And when we are decreasing resistance, current is increasing. So this is how resistance and current are related. Resistance is inversely proportional to current, and voltage and current are directly proportional when we keep the resistance constant. Let's say we are increasing voltage, current is increasing, so voltage and current are directly proportional. Just look at the difference. So this is the mathematical formula of Ohm's law. Voltage is directly proportional to current when we kept resistance constant, when we keep temperature constant, because temperature is directly linked to resistance. Ohm's law states that the current through a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage across it, provided temperature remains constant. Temperature and all physical conditions should remain constant. Why? because temperature is directly linked to resistance. When we increase temperature, resistance also increases. Atoms of the element get excited at higher temperature, and that's why they oppose the flow of current. Which means when we increase voltage, current increases. When we increase resistance, current decreases. Resistance is directly proportional to temperature and inversely proportional to current. Mathematically, we can write Ohm's law as V equals to IR. Here, R stands as a constant quantity, and we can understand this formula just like this. V is the voltage. Voltage is measured in volts, and voltage is given by product of current and resistance. I for current, and current is measured in amperes. R stands for resistance. Resistance is measured in ohms. For solving numerical problems, we can rearrange this formula depending on what we need. If we need resistance, we can write this V over R. We can simply remember this triangle formula, put all three terms on three sides of the triangle. If you have to find out voltage, cover voltage, and you are given current and resistance, you can simply remove the quantity which you have to find out, and you can rearrange the formula. There are two types of conductors, ohmic conductors and non-ohmic conductors. Ohmic conductors follow Ohm's law and non-ohmic conductors don't follow Ohm's law. Ohmic conductors have constant resistance and give straight line VI graph. For example, metallic resistors at constant temperature, because when we raise temperature, resistance increases and VI graph would no longer be straight line. That is the condition. Straight line graph between voltage and current and constant resistance, constant temperature. Non-ohmic conductors, resistance changes in these and they give a curved graph. They don't give straight line graph. For example, filament lamp whose resistance increases with temperature, and diode in which current flows in one direction only. This is the graph of ohmic conductor. They give a straight line graph between voltage and current. This is for ohmic conductors, and this straight line must pass through the origin, point A. If the line doesn't pass through the origin, it means it doesn't follow Ohm's law properly. Ohmic conductors always show a line passing through the origin. If you have a graph with a line that doesn't pass through the origin, just like this, then it doesn't follow Ohm's law. It's not for ohmic conductors. This is a very common exam trap. Now the question is, what kind of graph non-ohmic conductors show? They give a curved graph. They don't follow a straight line graph between voltage and current. This type of curved graph between voltage and current, which means that voltage is not directly proportional to current because resistance is not constant in this case. This curved graph is for non-ohmic conductors. Remember the difference between non-ohmic and ohmic conductors graph. Ohmic conductors have straight line and non-ohmic conductors have curved graph. Avoid the exam trap. Ohm's law is broken if the line doesn't pass through the origin, as I told you earlier. Voltage is directly proportional to the current, and voltage is measured in volts, current measured in ampere, resistance measured in ohms, and these are the symbols of voltage, current, and resistance. Now, this is the simple setup for determining the relationship between current and voltage. We have connected a battery to a rheostat, and an ammeter is connected in series. Voltmeter is connected in parallel to the rheostat. Rheostat is the variable resistance, and we are using rheostat because we have to find out voltage in reference to current at different resistance. When we keep resistance constant at let's say 5 ohm, and Then we measure difference between voltage and current, and we increase voltage, then we can find out the current just like this. When we keep the resistance for 80 ohm and we increase the voltage, we can notice that current is increasing. We kept the resistance constant, and that is the rheostat's function. We change resistance and keep it constant, and then vary voltage to measure the change in current by increasing or decreasing voltage. Let's say when we increase voltage, current is increasing. When we decrease voltage, current is decreasing at 529 ohm, and when we decrease the resistance, current increases. Voltmeter is connected always in parallel because voltage is measured across the resistor. Now let's solve a quick question. A circuit has a voltage 12 volt, resistance of 4 ohm. Find the current. We can use the formula as it is, V equals to IR, and we have to find out current. Then we can rearrange the formula just like this. Current equals to voltage divided by resistance. 12 by 4, it gives 3 ampere. So 3 ampere is the current. This is the answer. 3 ampere current. Now I have attached a few assignment questions for you to solve and to assess your understanding of this, the most important topic in electricity. A current of 3 ampere flows through a wire when a voltage of 9 volt is applied. Calculate the following and let me know your answers. You can stop the video and take screenshot for noting your questions. A wire has a resistance of 6 ohm. If current is increased from 2 ampere to 4 ampere, what happens to voltage? If two resistors of 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in series to a 20 volt battery, find total resistance, current in the circuit, voltage across each resistor.